Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Wow. Living the full-time RV lifestyle has got tremendous advantages, and obviously the biggest advantage is just the freedom to travel about the country and see different things you've never seen before. I mean, I know that Karen and I have probably seen more things in the last year than we have in the last 5, and that without a doubt is a huge thumbs up. It's a huge positive. But one of the other things that people I think tend to forget a little bit are all the different things you can do. Sure, you can go to state parks and you can see Old Faithful, and you can go to the Alamo like Karen and I did, and you can see the history of the Alamo and things like that. But when you get off the beaten path or maybe do things that are unusual, that's what's really, really exciting. And that's what we've got in this episode. We are going on a hog hunt. Yeah, you heard that right, a hog hunt. I've not hunted anything. Last thing I hunted was maybe some rabbits when I was 16 years old. But we are in Storm Ranch, which is in Dripping Springs, Texas, which is not too far outside of Austin. And if you see the background here, we have got a beautiful location where we're going to try to get some virile hogs. We're going to try to shoot them up. And for those that make a little squeamish about that, like, oh, you're going to shoot hogs? We're actually going to, if we get any, if we're lucky enough to get any, we're going to donate them to a homeless shelter. I'm out here with my son-in-law, Josh. We're going to go sight our rifles, and then we're going to go blow up a few pyrotechnics, and then we're going to go on a hog hunt. I'll show you.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, we're here with Andrew, right?
Yes, sir.
We're here with Andrew at Storm Ranch, and we're going to do some hog hunting. So, Andrew, you were telling us about the hogs out here, what to expect tonight. Is that right?
Yes.
You're talking about the magic hour and everything else?
Yeah, we got our magic hours. There's magic hours for pretty much any ranch that has hogs. Hogs specifically have their times that they like to eat. Some ranches are in the day, some are at night. Our magic hour seems to be more to the part of 9 o'clock to sometimes 4 in the morning. They do come out sometimes before that, around 7, 8 o'clock, but our hogs are really smart. Like any ranch, I mean, there's going to be a little bit of pressure out there if guns are shot. We have a lot of really big hogs. We got one at a feeder that I'm going to be taking you to. I've seen him on camera, he looks like he's probably close to 250, 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I noticed whenever we start getting a large amount of big hogs, it's like they smarten up all the smaller hogs. They all follow around the big hog. The big hog knows where to go and when to go.
Right.
To stay away from gunfire.
One of the questions we had as we were coming down here was, I mean, you get hunters out. I mean, this is part of their livelihood of the ranch is having these hunters come out here. Do you guys ever get concerned that they're going to shoot all the hogs? I mean, where do they come from? Are they just kind of roam all around the countryside here? Or?
The hogs we have out here are all natural. I mean, completely wild. We don't have high fences, all low fence. We have 6,000 acres here. A lot of the acreage, we don't even go out there. There's nothing out there. We don't have feeders out there. We don't have roads that can get out there. So a lot of the hogs will congregate in these areas. It's where they breed. And eventually when one area gets too full of hogs, they will spread out. And that pushes hogs into our area. We have a very good population of them out here. And we just brought out, not too long ago, a truckload of 10 of them, just to keep the genetics good. You don't want brothers and sisters doing it out here, getting
little inbreeding of the hogs.
Pigs and stuff. So we like to keep the genetics good, keep the pigs healthy.
Right.
It is all you can shoot hogs, but we don't really think of it as like an eradication. It's more of a meat hunt.
Right.
We like mature hogs shot. Try not to shoot any babies. If they got stripes, go ahead and let them live.
Right.
We can't ever produce any kind of trophy animals if everything gets a dirt nap when it's a baby or like a teenage animal or something like that.
And you were saying that there is deer out here, but it's not deer season. And even though this is a private ranch, you can't hunt deer unless it's deer season. Is that right?
Unless it's deer season, you have to use your tags. It's not shoot all you can. So if you have so many tags for Texas, you can come out here and fill those tags.
Right. And Andrew is also saying that one of the things you have to be cognizant of is that I'm shooting a 223. Josh is going to shoot a 308. and those rounds travel a long ways. So just like you can shoot any firearm, always be cognizant of your backdrop and what's behind you. If you're just going to get tunnel vision and focus on what you're shooting on and you don't hit it, that bullet's going to keep traveling down.
Yes, sir.
And you could hit somebody else's cow, you could hit a horse, something like that, and if you do, you're responsible for that. So
Yes,
again,
sir.
if you're out here going to take, whether it's Storm Ranch or some other ranch, just make sure that you're cognizant of what you're shooting at and what your backdrop is. And that's for anything. I mean, if you can shoot a handgun, I mean, always be cognizant of what your backdrop is.
Yep.
Also, like you had said, if we shoot one of these, and Josh and I, Josh flew in from Arizona, and Karen and I are not really going to, we're not going to really stock the refrigerator with pork chops. So if we shoot one of the hogs, and we're lucky enough to shoot one, and we're going to call you out, and you're going to take good care of us.
Yep.
But then not only that, Storm Rancher, maybe even you, are actually going to take the hog butcher it for us and donate it to homeless shelter. Or one of the things that one of the people we were talking to on the phone was, you've got a local business here that laid off, like, I want to say almost 2,000 people, and some of the families are really struggling, especially due to COVID, and you guys are kind of donating the meat to those families. Is that right?
Do not waste meat ever.
Right.
If we don't have room for it, I mean, everybody out here has got some meat in their freezer. We will take that meat, we will send it somewhere
Right.
to someone who needs it. There's
Perfect.
always someone that is hungry that could use that meat, and hogs are dang good eating.
Right.
Hog meat is lower in calories, cholesterol, and is lower in fat than your leanest beef.
Right.
It's very, very good for you. This isn't like your domestic pigs that sit in a pen all day.
Sure.
These pigs work for a living.
All right, well, let's go out and let's get it set up. We're going to sight in Josh's 308, and Andrew's going to show us around. All right.
Yeah, tannerite too.
Yeah, very good.
Tannerite,
Yep.
1 pounders. It has to be hit just right. You can't skip the top, knock the lid off, skip the side, make it spill, or it will not work.
Right.
It has to be hit dead center, and it has to be a bullet moving at least 2,000 feet per second. If it doesn't blow up from heat or anything, it's just a reaction from, I guess, the pressure and how fast the bullet moves through it. Tannerite is just a mixture of ammonium nitrate and aluminum powder. Pretty simple, but very, very fun.
Right. All right, we're looking forward to it.
Oh, target's busted. Now try and hit the one that's still up there.
Wow. That is awesome. Yeah, you're on point.
Oh yeah, we got a brisket if you had one of those, but these are more the ranch pets. We love them.
And so
They've been here a while. These are
Bob, and what was the other one's name?
I can't remember, but they belong to Josh's parents. He got these longhorns for his dad for, I believe, his birthday. Very beautiful. Nighttime hunting for hogs is a completely different adrenaline rush than hunting for any species.
Yep.
A lot of people think, oh, just because it's an invasive species, oh, this is going to be easy. I see people on Facebook getting hogs all the time. It's not always true.
Right.
Hogs are very smart animals. I cannot stress that enough to people. They are smart. They can smell bait from miles and miles away, and you can bury bait a couple feet underground and they can smell it, and they will root there until they get it.
Yep.
Hogs' eyesight and hearing is about the same as you and me, but they don't even need that. That nose is off the chart.
We're out here with our son-in-law Josh. He's gonna go out to his blind. I'm gonna go out to my blind. But if you ever get a chance to come out in this part and you want of Texas and you're gonna do a hog hunt, highly recommend Storm Ranch. And if you're lucky enough, come have Andrew as your guide. We have had a fantastic time already. We haven't even fired a shot at a single hog yet. Anyways, let's go get some hogs. Okay, so I'm whispering because we're inside of our blind here, and according to Andrew, this is the perfect time of day to bag a hog. It is dusk, sun is just setting down out here. You can see the area in which we're looking down into. It's almost like a little valley almost, or a little dip in the ground. There's the feeder out there. I've got my M4 here. I've got my 40 caliber here. Now some of you might ask, why do I have a 40 caliber if I've got an M4? It's because if I'm lucky enough to bag a hog and we start approaching the hog after it's been shot, sometimes like Dracula, they come back to life. And that's why I've got my 40 caliber to pull out really quick and, you know, give the finishing blow to it if I need to. What's really exciting to me though is that is hog feces right there, and only like about 5 yards away from the blind. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that they get that close to us, and that way I don't have to worry about whether I'm an accurate shot or not with the M4. But anyways, we're going to be set up here for a good portion of the night, and we'll see what happens. Well, good morning from Storm Ranch, 12 hours after hog hunting all night long. Unfortunately, we did not shoot any hogs. We did see a lot of wildlife though. We saw about 4 or 5 deer, but it's not deer season at the feeder. Saw probably the biggest raccoon I've ever seen. Josh saw a couple of different raccoons over at his feeder. We did not see any hogs though, but there's no guarantees in that. I mean, you come out to these ranches and, you know, sometimes you see a whole herd of hogs and sometimes you don't see any at all, but we didn't step over here where it's maybe not quite so breezy and the wind doesn't catch the audio here. But that doesn't take away from the fact that we've had an absolutely fabulous time here. This is probably one of the best things I've done since full-time RVing. We had so much fun. We got to shoot tannerite, which exploded. We got to shoot a bunch of targets. They've offered to take us skeet shooting this afternoon. They're gonna loan us some shotguns and shoot some skeet. We may not be able to do that, but I would highly recommend this. And one of the things you have to understand is that you don't have to be any kind of an expert hunter or really any kind of a hunter at all to go out and have a great time out here and try to hunt some hogs. The hogs are feral. They're a huge nuisance in the United States. I think there's like 1 million of them, I think just in Texas alone. And you know, they just destroy a bunch of things. And the hogs, if we were able to get one, they actually donate the meat. They would butcher it and clean it here, and they would actually donate it to a homeless shelter or some food banks or things like that. They do that all the time. So it kind of helps the community also. But you do not have to be an expert hunter. You don't have to be even a novice hunter. They actually will loan you weapons here. They will actually loan you some weapons, some hunting rifles, 30-06s, things like that with scopes. They actually will loan you some night vision sights if you want to use night optics. We didn't use that. But you can come out here really having very little experience at hunting at all, or very little experience with guns, and you'll have a great time. So again, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is a 10 for me. I've talked to Josh. It's a 10 for him as well. And it's just a great time. So the cost of all this, it varies a little bit, but it's about $200 a person. But for $200 a person, you're getting lodgings, which are very clean. You're going to get, you know, a chance to go shoot tannerite. You can shoot targets, a guide. Andrew took us out. Andrew was just a hoot. We loved Andrew. And you're going to go out there and you're going to, you know, sit in a blind and, you know, try to hunt hogs. And if you catch a hog, they're going to clean it and butcher it for you. So for $200, that's a great deal. So I don't think that's really expensive. It's really not. It's a 24-hour period. They're very, very friendly here. This is probably one of the most, I mean, I think just about everybody we've met in Texas has been super friendly, but these people out here at Storm Ranch are really friendly, very, very helpful, and you'll just have a great time. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up. So remember, at Blue Line RV Adventures, we got your 6, and then we've got our next journey coming up, which maybe I shouldn't spoil it at all, but it may have something to do with chainsaws.